Um, Preseason-wise, it's whatever, but when you're in the middle of it and you get added to the Naismith list, what's that mean to you?
Obviously, it's a huge honor. That's not easy, an easy list to get on. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to win the Big East championship. So, those I tend to think those individual awards will kind of take care of themselves if you do the right things for your team and try to help your team win games.
I guess you guys came into this week hoping that Sunday would be for first place. Despite a setback, it still is. Does that kind of help with the reset that the goal is still intact, even though you guys didn't do what you wanted to do on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, even if St. Johns didn't have that loss, I still think the goal is intact. I mean, at the end of the day, Big East is a hard league, and you can lose one at any time. So we always kind of knew that, this one coming up is going to be a huge game for us, and we've been very locked in and dialed in on that. So I think we're going to come in a lot more prepared than we were last game.
Ryan, I know you guys take it one game at a time, but this is a pretty big one on Sunday, obviously. How do you balance embracing the moment but not letting it be too big at the same time?
I think a lot of that's just the way we've prepared all year has been, process oriented. So win, lose, you prepare the same level of intensity. So when you get to games like this, you don't have to crank it up at all to be more dialed in because you've been dialed in for every game. So just having that preparation for every game is going to lead into us having another good week, leading the first one.
What are you expecting from that place on Sunday?
It's crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. It's a tough place to play. Rick Pitino and them are a really good team this year, so man, it's going to be rough.
You guys have seen them once already. What's the key to keeping them off the glass maybe a little bit more than you did the first game?
I mean, they're a super physical team, and you just got to match that physicality. They really put in second, third, fourth efforts on the old boards, and so you just got to put forth second, third, fourth efforts and boxing them out. So it's just matching that intensity and level.
Have you guys watched that game back at all recently to see how you were able to win despite quite a few turnovers and a lot of opposite boards? They won the math battle, if you will, but you guys still won the game.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely pulled up several clips, more than several clips about that, and we'll be watching more here in a few minutes. And yeah, there was a lot of ugly parts of that game, but we found a way to win. So hopefully we can take out the ugly parts and make it a little easier on ourselves this time.
Ryan, you talked about you just want to win a Big East championship at this point. Is that regular season or is that a conference tournament?
I mean, it's both. I mean, we've taken the season one game at a time, so obviously it's this next game one at a time and this season one at a time, but I've done neither, so obviously that's a big goal for me for this year.
I mean, they showed a lot of plays in this last game, so they kind of bucked their offensive trends in that one. But normally they like to operate in that mid-range area, attack the rim relentlessly. How dialed up is your awareness level considering all the ways they attack kind of that intermediate 10 to 15 foot range?
Yeah, I mean, obviously our defense is kind of built to give up that mid-range area a little bit because most teams aren't as good as they are in that area. So just finding little things here and there to make those shots even just a little bit harder because they are really good at those shots, especially Kadari is one of the best mid-range shooters in the country. So just going to make those shots as tough as possible. Obviously, you can't take away every shot in basketball, just can make them hard.
Did you get a good feel for it in the last game? Because in the second half, you really impacted that area of the floor. Did you kind of get a good feel for where their spots are, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, you start to get a feel for where they like to shoot, how they like to operate, and obviously some of those guys, especially Kadari, is third, fourth year playing against him, so you get used to some of those guys and their tendencies, but I mean, they're a really well-coached team. I'm sure Coach Pitino is going to have them in there picking a few different spots that they think they can get us in. So we'll just have to be ready to adjust on the fly and figure out how to guard them as we get there.
Two more.
How you feeling?
Feel good. Feeling good.
I think there was a cough counter in the post-game press release.
It's been a cough for a couple of weeks, but we're battling. We're battling.
You guys get what you need out of these kind of 4 days off now after the tough stretch that you went through?
Yeah, it was nice to have a couple more days to prep for this because you don't have to be doing so much in such a short amount of time to prep for a game. You kind of spread it out a little bit and get a little more of a break, especially, a lot of us have been playing a bunch of minutes and there's been a cold going around. So, it was good to have a couple days extra.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.